Hey my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I hope everybody is having a great week. It's hump day, the turn of the week. It's Wednesday, halfway there to the weekend. And if you're in the UK, we've got our first of 3 bank holiday weekends that are taking place in May. So we have May Day on Monday, which means we break up Friday, unless we have to work in sectors that don't get to break up. But we get 3 days off, and then the week after the same again because it's the King's coronation, and then we have spring bank holiday at the end of May. So yeah, just it's an anomaly. We normally have 2, but because of the coronation we've got 3. So if you're in the UK, I'm sure you know you're at that point now where you think, oh, we've got an extra long weekend coming. So anyway, I'm here today because I have been sent some goodies from Lenormand. Now, I've been in contact with Lenormand for, I want to say a couple of years now, but ever since the Seams Tarot was released 18 months, 2 years ago. But he sent me a message probably about, wasn't that long ago actually, probably about a month ago or towards the end of February anyway, saying that could he send me his Urban Incantations Tarot, which, apologies for the sirens, it always happens when I hit record, which was successfully funded on Kickstarter, so well done, because that's great. And he wanted to send me a copy for review, which was great. I had a look at the images. I liked what I saw, so I went back and said, yes, you know, that would be lovely. I'd happily show these cards. And then a week ago, he messaged saying that he's also put a couple of freebies in. He said, even though it's all freebies, I haven't had to, you know, I've not paid for this. This has been sent for review. But he said that it put a couple of freebies in from the Kickstarter campaign. So there is, as well as the Urban Incantations Tarot, an Urban Incantations Lenormand, which go together beautifully as a set. And then an older Lenormand deck, which is the Graven Chase Lenormand. I've not seen these because I'm not a Lenormand reader. I do have Lenormand decks. I'm just going to show a few of these so that you, whoops. Oh, I mean, they're lovely. I do like the kind of aged antique effect on these. Cardstock is lovely. It's linen. It's like a playing card. These are the backs. I mean, this is if you're into Lenormand, then these images are beautiful. Wow. I've always said that my favourite Lenormand that I've got is the 1889, and that is beautiful. But this is a real close second. I think we've got 2 child cards. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. 2 woman cards, which is great. Do we have 2 man cards? We do. So they've taken that on board. Oh, look at that for a sun image. I love that. Oh, this is gorgeous. I really wish looks like there's oh, and there's a zodiac oracle attached to it. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, I was going to say, I really wish that I could have the patience to learn Lenormand. Here's my sign, Libra. Because I like the idea of reading Lenormand cards. But anyway, this is the Graven Chase Lenormand. And I really like the art style of that. These plastic cases are really cool as well. Okay, so, but what we're here to have a look at today is the Urban Incantations tarot deck, and it's accompanying Lenormand deck. What I will do, just to give you a little bit of background information from the Kickstarter campaign. So it says, hello everyone, this is Lenormand Narciso, the creator of our Urban Incantations Tarot. So he has been working in kind of like a collaboration with Trez Art, and that's the person who's hosted the Kickstarter campaign, because Lenormand is in the Philippines and they can't do Kickstarter campaigns. I don't know the reason why, but so the deck features visual incantations on the tarot's theme, rendered with an urban soul. The style has this slightly gritty, grungy, textural quality to it, which I think is very appealing, he says. It certainly resonated with me when creating it. Part of the influences were the grungier visual styles from the late 90s to the latest 2010, as well as the rock and alternative music from that area. The cards feature images which are set, for the most part, in a modern world with people wearing contemporary clothes. There are exceptions in the sense that they convey themes which are present across the ages, for example, the theme of pregnancy and motherhood, as well as nature in the Empress card, which features a pregnant woman in a timeless way. And then it just says, each image in the deck is a reflection of both the timeless soul behind each card of the tarot, as well as this urban relatability to it. An example would be the Four of Cups, a card traditionally associated with boredom, in the RWS Rider-Waite-Smith deck by Arthur Edward Waite and Pamela Coleman-Smith. A disembodied hand emerges from a cloud and offers a golden chalice to a disinterested person. In the Urban Incantations Tarot's case, a hand offers a steaming cup of coffee to a yawning woman. So they've really brought in that contemporary feel. So whilst the cards themselves have that sort of timeless quality to the image, they are portraying contemporary times as well. So another thing that he just wanted to make very clear is had people contacting him and asking for clarification as to whether this is an AI deck, an AI generated deck, and it is not. He does say that he felt quite flattered that his work was mistaken for AI art, but because it's got a digital mixed media kind of style to it, that's perhaps why people, because you know, AI decks, particularly on Kickstarter at the moment, from what I understand, I don't spend an awful lot of time on Kickstarter to be honest, but apparently there's a bit of a proliferation of AI decks. People have contacted saying, is your deck an AI deck? And it isn't an AI deck. So I just wanted to put that out there. So as you can see, it's a nice sturdy two-piece box. In fact, I think I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit so you can get a closer look. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Just make sure we've got enough light. So yeah, as you can see, beautiful, sturdy two-part box. It's got a nice glossy feel. On the front, it says Lenormand Marquez Narciso's Urban Incantation Tarot. And again on the sides, and it says a magical tarot journey in an urban fantasy world. On the back, explore the tarot through a magical urban lens with Lenormand Marquez Narciso's latest tarot offering. Urban Incantations Tarot features visual incantations, art which evokes and reflects on the tarot's timeless archetypes. It is an engaging journey into a fantasy urban world where mostly modern settings are infused with magical light and darkness, resulting in attractive yet very much approachable art. Okay, so let's open it up. So we have it's a plain two-piece box, just white on the inside, but nice and sturdy. I'm just going to put the Lenormand to one side. I will show that at the end. Here we have the deck, which is gorgeous quality. It's got this lovely linen, soft, smooth linen cardstock. We have the little book. Is this in English? It is. Quite a lot of text, actually. The font size is a little bit small, so, that might not be great with people with poor eyesight or failing eyesight. I struggle, but I'd have to, perhaps under a light or something, I might be okay. But there's a lot of information in this little book. Probably 96 pages. Yeah, so it's a decent little, well, it's not a little white book, is it? But a little companion book. Probably around the same size as the cards. So yeah, exactly the same size as a tarot deck the book is. So, which is nice because then everything fits nice and compactly into the box. And then we've got a certificate here, so giving you the number and the date that the deck was produced. Yeah, so this is number 228 of a run of 500 copies, so it's not a huge print run. I don't know if this is 500 copies after the Kickstarter campaign. I'd imagine that it would be. So yeah, nice cardstock. This is 310 GSM, so it's not the thickest, but it's got a good springy core, as you can see, and it's got that really nice, as I said, soft linen. And these are the backs, so they are reversible. And then we have the cards. So as you can see, they are borderless. They almost look like a James R. Eads type deck, where they could perhaps fit together, because they have the same sort of colour uniformity going on. Yeah. Standard tarot size by all accounts. It certainly seems that way. I'll just grab a tarot card. Yeah, exactly the same as US Games NPC type. I always show that because in the past, when I forgot to mention the size of the cards, I invariably get comments from people saying it would really help me if you tell me the size of the cards, because I've got large hands or I've got small hands. So that's why I always do that. Make sure there's enough light. Okay, I think what I will do is we'll do a flip through so you can see the images. These are really intriguing images, actually. I like that for our Hierophant. You can see again this modern take with the sunglasses and yeah, so I'll do a flip through and then I'll come back at the end. That's crying out to be edged, and share my thoughts with you. Yay, there's a happy squirrel card. I knew when I was getting close to the bottom, I thought there's too many cards here. I wonder if there's going to be a happy squirrel. And there is. So there you have it. That's the Urban Incantations Tarot. There's so many cards in this as I was going through that really stood out to me. Some more than others. At first, I was unsure if I would be able to cope with quite a dark, grungy style deck. And to be honest, some of the cards, it took me a moment for my eyes to kind of adjust. So if we go to, I think, 10 of swords, or was it? No, it wasn't. Where are we? Swords. Maybe it was swords. Yeah, so for instance here, it seems a little bit clearer through the lens actually, but when I first looked at it, I was kind of looking around here, then you know, the images start to appear. It's almost like those magic eye pictures, I don't know if you remember them, but it takes me a while for my eyes to adjust, and then I can see, like this one, I saw the candle, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's somebody laying down, hands outstretched, there's these pills. So it did take a moment for, you know, for my brain to kind of catch up with my eyes and see what I was actually seeing. I wanted to see if the books, because these seem like real people, and I wanted to see if the book kind of gave me any sort of insight to who they might be. So I've gone to the the Knight of Swords. I'm just seeing if it says anything about the Suit of Swords. It tells you about the Suit of Sword. The Knight of Swords is an interesting combination. For this deck, I thought a chess player would be a great way to reinterpret the Knight of Swords into a more modern setting. It relates to a strong drive and daring, a strong analytical approach to a challenge, but there is also a youthfulness to the approach. Chess as a sort of activity for sportsmen which very much relate to the personality of the knights. And then at the bottom of each one, after he's described the scene, you get this little write-up here which says, in readings, this card relates to. And then so you get kind of the divinatory kind of response, but it does describe the scene and why he's chosen a chess player, for example, in the book. So that's always good to know. Some favourites, I love the Fool with this backpack on and this journey. I love the sky, the path through the trees. I really like this for the High Priestess, looking through this lock, you know, in terms of that knowledge, the illumination. Beautiful. This took a while for my eyes to kind of adjust and see our Empress here. Love the Hierophant. I love this modern take on the Hierophant. Also the Hermit Chariot is cool. The Hermit card, I adore this. I think it is beautiful. Really powerful image. Justice is cool. I like the modern take of the Hangman. You know, not phased at all. Shades on. Headphones on. Cool death card. Where's the Sun? I love the Sun card. I think that's a gorgeous card. Yeah, so it's very RWS, as you can see. It is modern, but it's got that sort of timeless feel to it. It really kind of, you know, it has the tarot feel, if that makes any sense. But, you know, when you're working with tarot, you feel like you're working, because you are, working with a kind of an ancient divination tool. And sometimes that feels a bit lost when you've got a very modern deck, where this sort of kind of bridges that between the timeless and the modern. Ten of Swords is an incredible card. So many in this that I really, really like. Look at this one. Love the Seven cups here. Beautiful. And the 8. We've got a bartender here. Well, somebody in a bar. There is a cup. There is a card with a bartender. If you spotted that. Love this 10 of cups. We've got the rainbow. We've got the family unit. Look at the moon. Full moon. Just gorgeous. Page is also a beautiful image. Here's the bartender. And he was in there somewhere. So yeah, I really like it. And I knew I would. And that's why, you know, I agreed to show this deck and to do a walkthrough of this deck. Beautiful 10 of Pentacles. It's just, yeah, it's great. Information about the deck will be in the description below. Now, I just wanted to mention as well, because I know there's been some kind of chatter in the tarot community about people who review decks and they don't always mention the price. I consciously choose not to do that. I put a link, so, you know, there's nothing being hidden. I put a link in the description of the videos where you can check out. The reason why I don't mention a price is because I used to, and the internet is forever. So if I say this deck costs £40 sterling, and then somebody is watching this 6 months from now, and they go on and suddenly it's £45, I get messages saying, you said this deck was such and such, and it's now this. It's a buyer's market, particularly, I was going to say particularly with indie sellers, but no, it's even more so with mass, because, you know, particularly if you're buying something off Amazon, the prices fluctuate daily. So I put a link there so people can go on and have a look and make an informed decision about whether they want to buy the deck for the price that it's selling at when they are viewing it. And I think that's the fairest way, rather than me fix a price on something that people could watch at any point in the future. I just want to quickly show you the Lenormand as well in the urban incantations, so you can have a look at that. As I said, I'm not a Lenormand reader, so I'm just going to give you an idea. And you can see it's exactly the same style, beautiful house. I could live there. Exactly the same style as the tarot deck. With the same back, so you could really, you know, use these together. Gorgeous. Look at that. And I like the fact that we're getting multiple choices, so we get kind of different ethnicities to work with. We get 2 men, 2 women, so that helps with same-sex couples, etc. So a lot of thought have gone into these decks, and it's a criticism that Lenormand has faced in the past when creators haven't taken that into account. So we can see here we've got 2 female cards and 2 male cards as well, so you can make those choices. Yeah, so I'm not going to show them all. You get the idea, but they're beautiful. I have to say though, and I love the fact that you can get you know, a Lenormand deck and a tarot deck that complement each other. But I have to say, this Lenormand, I know I just showed it, but I really like the images in this. It's upside down. There's something very vintage, almost like the old vintage postcards about this. I love it, and it's making me want to study Lenormand. Isn't that strange that a deck can just make you want to, I want to play with it, I want to use it, because I think it's great. Love the sun and the moon, look at that. So yeah, and that one again is the Graven Chase Lenormand. So there you have it. Oh, these are from MPC. These cases are quite nice. They're really sturdy, and I like the fact that it's frosted, but then you've got a clear kind of pane here, so you can see the titles through there. They're cool. I didn't realise MPC did cases like this. So anyway, let's pop these back. Thank you for watching. Is this a deck that you backed on Kickstarter? If so, how are you finding using it? I'm intrigued to be working with it. I'm going to keep it out and use it for the next week or so in my daily draws to connect with it. But I'd be interested in hearing your views as well. So do leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, everybody. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.